The brief was from the beginning to kind of invent the future with fragments from the past. I remember often in walks through the parks and thought, why is this building empty, and how wonderful it could actually be an extended kind of exhibition space. So in its 208-year history, the magazine was initially a munition depot. We felt it would be really, really exciting to one day do something there, but it was more like the idea of a dream, you know? It was one of these unrealized projects. For us, it was clear from the beginning that we wanted to work with Zaha Hadid, who has been really at the origin of the Serpentine's experiment, also with architecture. It really all began in 2000 when Zaha Hadid, together with Julia Peyton-Johns, did the first pavilion. Our pavilions are only there for 3 months. So we felt it would be very interesting and also relevant to have Zaha for the first time build a structure here in central London which would be permanent. The brief was from the beginning quoting the art historian Panofsky to kind of invent the future with fragments from the past. Peter Smithson once told me in an interview that we should not underestimate the importance in architecture of the as found. We felt it's important to also create a rather classical exhibition space there, which would be very useful for artists, but then we wanted here the architect to be able to dream. For Hadid, it's the idea for the light and modern extension that goes through actually complementing rather than competing with the neoclassical architecture. When we are here, we almost have the feeling, and I still have that feeling, of us being almost in a cathedral. I remember a conversation we once had with Zaha Hadid here in the building about this idea that the building would almost organically grow out of the brickwork. Almost like a plant. Hadid Architects used a glass fiber membrane on the outer layer, PTFE coated fabric, with an inner layer of silicone coated glass cloth. It is that combination of materials which allows the roof to kind of free swoop around smoothly with a very small degree of structural movement. The building was designed to stretch down to meet the ground at 3 points, outlined by a frameless glass wall, but it's almost invisible. The structure is really literally almost hovering above. It's almost floating, it almost defies gravity. So not only was it new materials in that sense, but it's also then pushing these materials and pushing what these materials can do. The artist Brian Clark said that Zaha was both architect and artist. For her, this was not separated. It's of course not one of Zaha Hadid's biggest spaces, but it is the only space she created in central London. It's a space where talks would happen. It's a space for communion. It's a daily space of coming together.
We cannot predict the future, but we can always try to anticipate it.